Hello there. Welcome back to another video. Yes, we're doing our face again. A little bit more HD, hopefully. We're plugged in the DSLR now. We're not using the stream cam. Hopefully this is good enough. I did have the light on, but it was flickering. I don't know how to fix that. So yeah. Anyway, what's new on the PTR? Guys, what is new on the PTR? This is episode 1 of What's New on the PTR this week, which will be a series that just continues on into alpha and beta and all that other stuff. Hopefully, eventually. So yeah, guys, before we jump into what is new on the PTR, though, I just want to shout out my Twitch. Twitch.tv/MrGM if you want to check me out streaming World of Warcraft, patch 9.2 PTR, any sort of MMO content, I'm over on Twitch.tv/MrGM every single day. Yeah, so what is new on the PTR this week? This week we actually had a pretty big build, and a lot of my predictions from the previous video, which if you haven't checked it out, please do, where I just kind of go over what is like the state of the PTR, so it's kind of like a prelude to this, where we're just going to talk about what's been added since then. So if you haven't checked that out, please do. Anyway, what's new? What have they added? What have they added this week? So one of the big predictions I had was itemization, and yeah, they added itemization. They added a lot of items to Zereth Mortis. They added the entire loot tables for the raid, which is awesome. There's some great looking items there. There's some interesting trinkets and interesting rings and things like that. That's something I might make a video on, like looking at the whole loot table as a whole and whatever is dropping from there. So the loot table's in for the raid. Zereth Mortis has now got gear from dailies, from world quests. It's looking pretty good, right? No sign of the Cypher cogwheel socket gear, which is like something I mentioned last week, which is something, a part of the Cypher research console, is that you get these little sockets which give you like 5% agility or something like that, and you can technically socket it into gear, but that gear hasn't turned up yet, so that's another thing that's kind of missing right now. But it's there. Another massive thing that was added this week is the second legendary. We finally got it. You know, it was just kind of a mythical beast at this point. We just didn't see it anywhere, and now they finally added it. They added it in the form of a belt or a power, which you can power into any other item that you like legendary item. But that is, you know, there's some controversy there. I did make a video about it if you didn't check it out. But yeah, the TLDR is it requires Revered with the Enlightened, which is no mean feat. I think if you like really power level it, you could probably do it in about a month or so, but yeah, super weird. I feel like that's going to get changed. Seems very strange. Also, Cosmic Flux is a new currency, which is available for, like, that's how you purchase the items. It looks like it's going to be like an Echoes of Nylothar sort of currency, so yeah, haven't really looked into that too much. Probably going to do that today. I'm going to do Torghast, I think, and see if it drops from there. As just a little test and see if we can get some. But we need 2,500 for the belt, or I think it's 500 for the power. The power is obviously account-wide as well, so if you have one character which is revered, then you can get the power on that character, and that will go across all your characters. So you don't need to get all your characters up to revered, which is, thank goodness, right? So yeah, so that's one of the big things this week. Second legendary, it was a shit show, obviously, as you'd imagine. I'm sure Taliesin's going to talk all about it this week. So yeah, that was a mess. Also, they added rewards to the weekly quest. So the weekly quest, kind of the one that you got, similar to the one in Korthia used to do. You get a chest, you get some ciphers of the first ones, you only get like 50 or something. It's really low. So I think that's going to be increased because at the moment, daily quests also got buffed as well. So daily quests now give 30 ciphers. I think that was up from 15. So, and the weekly only gives 70. I don't think that's quite true. So I think that's going to get buffed over time. Also 250 anima if you are still wanting anima, which is pretty cool. So, and a bit of rep. I think it gives like 250 rep, but I think that's going to be also increased. And it gives rep with all the other factions as well, as Korthia did as well. So yeah, a little bit of catch up there. Also this week, they finally linked up the tier set appearances. So if you want to go check out what your tier set looks like, you could go do that now. It's not placeholder appearances. So last week was the names, this week is the appearances. So if you want to go see what your tier set looks like, jump on the PTR, purchase it from the vendor, which you can buy all the stuff there, which is pretty cool. So if you want to see that, that's there. Which is nice. They actually look pretty good in game, to be fair. Like, the majority of them are pretty great, in all honesty. There's been no updates on the Cypher of the first ones, which is the big research console thing. There's no reduced time, there's no reduced cost. It's all still exactly the same, so it's still 17 days to fly, by the way, at the moment. But obviously, if you got the currency. One thing that hasn't actually been tested yet, and I kind of missed this out last week, or in the last video, was the Mythic Plus affix. The Mythic Plus affix is actually called Encrypted, which is so funny because when someone asks you, like, what is it? Oh, it's encrypted. They're like, oh, okay, cool. No, it's actually called Encrypted. I think it is actually called Encrypted, which is funny. We haven't tested that yet. I think that'll be next week. I'm going to put my bets on next week is Mythic Plus affix testing. They also added the Ghost Wolf forms for the Shaman, so they're adding some new Shaman ones, or Shaman. I'm sure someone's already commented, oh my god, what's a Shaman? It's a whatever, right? Accents exist. Dialects exist. So they added one for, I think it's a Vulpine Familiar form, and a Lupine, which is a new model from Zereth Mortis. The Zereth Mortis one is Revered, and the Vulpine Familiar is actually from the Wild Hunt Calling, so get doing that in 9.2 if you're a Shaman. You get to make those from Inscription as well. Protoform Synthesis is one thing we've been doing this week as well on stream, which has been fun, making mounts. A lot of the really, like, big PTR guys who comment on Wowhead, shout out to them. They've been finding all of these protoform things. What I've gathered, and I will do a video about this pretty soon once I gather, like, enough information to actually know what the hell's going on. They're just, like, little tubes on the floor around Zereth Mortis, and you pick them up. I thought originally they were going to drop from rares, but that's not actually the case. It looks like they do actually just drop from these little tubes that are around Zereth Mortis. So, yeah, we'll try and find them all. There's a lot of them. And a lot of them have actually been found already, which is really great, so that's really good to see. I guess another little thing is that rares are now dropping ciphers of the first ones, which is good. I think I mentioned that they did last week, but that's not actually the case. It was this week they added that. But overall, it's looking alright. So, I mean, a lot of things are still kind of missing. I keep saying February 8th. I'm starting to not think that anymore because a lot of people are like, actually, Dan, they haven't done the Mythic Plus affix. They haven't done the class tuning. They haven't done this tier set. It's still broken. You know, they're still making massive changes. So, it's looking like a late Feb, early March at this point. Unfortunately, I thought it was going to be in a couple of weeks. It could still be, you know, you never know. They could be under pressure on a date that wasn't their choice, potentially. But yeah, I think there's some more Mythic testing this week, as I predicted. And then I think they're doing 2 bosses next week as well. And then normal mode is open, which is fun, because I want to do normal mode. I don't know if it'll be normal mode up to the Jailer or normal mode up to boss 8. I'm going to predict Anduin, not the Jailer, because as of right now, as of the recording of this video, which is Thursday, January 13th, they have not said anything about the last 3 bosses being tested publicly, which means they're probably not going to get tested. So I think the last 3 are not going to be tested, which is really interesting for the race to world first. Yeah, let's see what happens with that. Hopefully their internal testers are getting enough information for it to be an absolute glorious time with no bugs and no issues, but you know, you never know with these things, so we'll definitely have to see. But yeah, that's basically all I've got. I actually wrote down some notes this week as well, which is good, because yeah, I'm probably going to forget stuff. So that was basically what's new on the PTR this week. Yeah, it's looking good. It's definitely getting there. We've got a lot of progression. We actually killed the world boss as well on stream this week, which did drop some items, which are a bit placeholder right now, so that's one thing that needs to be done. But yeah, it's definitely looking good. Another thing that actually is bugged right now is that dailies don't give reputation, which I think they will. I definitely think they will, but right now they don't. So that's another little bug for my bug list. But other than that, yeah, that's it. That's what's new on the PTR this week, guys. Let me know if you are on the PTR, if you've got any more information which has been added. Obviously, Wowhead, you know, are just Wowhead, and they've been reporting on all sorts of different little bits and pieces, which honestly, I'm not going to go through every little bit and like of that's new. I'm going to go off bits that I've noticed in my experiences on the PTR. That's the point of the show. That's the point of this series. So yeah, if you guys know anything else, let me know in the comments below. That'd be very much appreciated. And let me know if you want me to continue this series. I really like doing it, like rambling on about the PTR. It's always fun for me because I do it, you know, on stream anyway. So yeah, it's fun. It's fun. It's good times. Right. Thank you. Thank you very much for watching, guys. Before I go, I'd like to give a massive shout out to my amazing patrons, YouTube channel members, and Twitch subs, of course. You guys are absolutely incredible, and I can't do this without you. And please do like this video if you do like it, guys. It'd be very much appreciated. And subscribe to the channel. That'd be super, super cool if you could do that. I've also got Discord channel if you want to check that out. And as I said, I'm now streaming on twitch.tv/MrGM. If you want to see me stream World of Warcraft, any other MMO content, as I said, we're going hard on the 9.2 PTR on stream right now. We'll see what happens in the future. It's been a lot of fun. So if you guys want to check it out, twitch.tv/MrGM. And with that, guys, I'll see you next time.